My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Welcome to the show. Thanks for joining me here in the Curious Universe podcast. I would love to explore with you getting stuck by other people's points of view and even acknowledgements. Let me say more. Let me tell you what I mean here. So, I was actually just on a call and facilitating a group of people, and this beautiful woman I know, years ago, she was creating this class with another host. And the host had said, and I really got it was like out of this kindness and trying to make sure that someone didn't feel wrong. She said to her, don't feel bad that none of the people you invited showed up. And so her desire to like acknowledge that person or to help that person not feel wrong actually negated the gift that she actually was to the class. Because when we asked from an energetic level, and you know me, I like the energies and I go to the energies as truth rather than what might appear to be true. The energy was that she had actually brought a lot of people to that class. But here she is buying this for years that she doesn't have this capacity to bring people to class and that the people she invites doesn't come and all this stuff. So it actually had locked up this capacity for her, which we undid greatly. And it really sparked me to kind of look over my life and where that showed up for me over and over and over again. Especially in the field that I work in. So I create with the tools of Access Consciousness. I know a lot of Access Consciousness facilitators. A lot of them are amazing. Not all of them are amazing. And sometimes what happens, especially when you're starting out, is that you want to facilitate everyone. You get so excited about the tools. You want to ask them questions. And you have awarenesses, right? Mega, mega, mega awarenesses about people. And you want to tell them about those awarenesses. And people always wanted to tell me about their awarenesses of me. And I would often get very stuck by their points of view. And even when it was them trying to acknowledge me. So let's say they're acknowledging me, they're coming from a total place of kindness. But what if they're acknowledging like the tiniest aspect of what like actually is going on? But because they acknowledge here, then I go, oh, this is what's valuable. So then I almost would shrink to the small part in which they would acknowledge, completely ignoring this huge ocean of what I'd actually accomplished, which would lock that in and create a limitation in my world. Or someone wants to give me a point of view about me, and I'm like, well, that must be true because they must be more aware of me than me. And then I would lock that in too. It took me quite a while to get to a place where I could receive people's judgments and points of view about me without locking them in, without making them real and true, because that's really all it is. It's their interesting point of view. Now, do other people have awareness? Absolutely. And can sometimes someone perceive something going on with you that you can't because you're too close to it, you have too many points of view? Absolutely. That's the gift of having a facilitator that's really willing to be present with you without points of view. And to be able to perceive what's going on and ask you questions to get you to the awareness of what's going on. So here we are. So how do you have conversations with people? How do you be open and receive from people and all that they want to gift to you? Because they want to Not always. Sometimes people just want to be assholes. But a lot of the time, what I've kind of experienced is these beautiful people, they want to contribute something to me. They want to contribute an awareness, or they want to see something greater for me, or they want. So there's all of this like desire to gift. And my desire is to receive and to receive from them. And in that receiving, acknowledge the greatness of them. And if someone's here trying to facilitate me, usually without me asking, and they are in that facilitation, they're putting out these points of view. It took me a very long time to realize how to not make those points of view real and true for me, mostly out of a desire to be kind to them. So, one thing is you need to learn how to just nod and not align and agree, but go, wow, thank you, or that's really interesting, from acknowledging this is their interesting point of view. Even if it could be a mix of there is awareness there and there's also all these points of view there. So you just ask yourself as you're receiving this information, okay, what here is real and true for me? And allow yourself to acknowledge the truth. What is real and true here for me? Oh, wow, that is real and true here for me. And the stuff that isn't, you just acknowledge, oh, that is not real and true for me. And you still received it. You still received the projection, you still received the judgment, you still received the lie, you received the information, and you received the awareness of it. And then you just let it float on by. Oh, whoa, that's actually just not true for me. And then it just continues. It's when we go, oh, that seems a little off, like, huh? And then we grab it and we're like, well, I mean, there must be something here. It's true. Let me just pull this apart. Let me just see like what in here could be true. And because if they have that awareness, then there must be something there. And I've heard this kind of from someone else actually projected this at me too. And so like if two people are saying this about me, it must be true. And then we start to go, well, yeah, I could see that and I could see their perspective. And we're slowly locking this lie into our body, locking it into our being, because we have then aligned and agreed that there must be something true about this. But what if there just isn't? What if it has nothing to do with you? What if all the projections and expectations and points of view have nothing to do with you? Like, have you ever really idolized someone who is famous or just adored them and you're like, oh my God, and you almost make up a story about them because like they always do this thing in all of their movies, and I don't even know if they know that they do that thing, but they so that must be like who they really are. And like like we build this whole thing, and then you were to like meet them and you're like, wow, they're not that person, because you constructed a whole story for them. That doesn't mean that it's actually true. And people will construct stories about you. And it doesn't mean it's necessarily true. For example, I'm not a shy person. I've never, ever been a shy person. I actually had to really try to understand what shy even meant because I didn't understand it, because it was so lacking in my world. However, there would be times where there would be certain family members around that were not, let's say, the kindest, and I wouldn't talk, and I wouldn't talk to them. And my family would be like, oh, she's just being shy. And in my head, I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm just not talking to them. But that was projected at me, right? So what if I had bought that about me? Oh my God, I must be shy. That must be what this is. This must be shyness going on. Okay, so I'm shy. So then I would start to create myself as this shy person that I am not, based on their projections of my behavior, their story about why I must be doing what I'm doing. What if no one knows why you're doing what you're doing? Do you know why you're doing what you're doing? Most people don't. Sometimes you might. A lot of the time you probably don't even know why you're doing what you're doing. And half the time when we're functioning from that unconscious place, we're just functioning from personality. We're functioning from something that we bought from someone else. So if you're really willing to just show up as you and not have to figure it out and not take on other people's stories about you, huh? Then you can really have the joy of you and also receive from those projections and expectations as information that you can use to your advantage. So, for example, I had a mohawk for 7 years. I guess technically you could call this kind of like a mohawk, but I mean, like it was like this short. And I had so okay, so why does uh a young girl, I was young at the time, go and do something radical like shave her head and get a mohawk, right? So she must be rebelling. That's the story. Or she must be doing it to piss someone off, which is kind of like rebelling. She must be doing it to get attention. She must be doing it because suddenly she's a lesbian. All these things. And none of those reasons were the reasons that I did that. It actually, for me, was an expression of beauty. And so I could have aligned and agreed with those. And at a time, I was getting so dynamically pummeled with that rebel thing that I almost started to go, did I do this to rebel? Like, was this a rebellious act? Which was eliminating the beauty of the awareness of what I actually chose it for, which was my own very different expression of beauty with my body, the aesthetics of my body, and the beauty that I created with that mohawk was epic. And I am like so grateful for myself for having chosen that. And here's the story, right? Those projections, those expectations, those things coming at me, whether they were coming from a kindness like, oh my God, look at you're so brave and you just rebelled against everything that is the stereotypical woman. And they're trying to do it from this like way to go. And I'm like, but that's actually not true. That's actually not why I did that. Or people are doing it from trying to control you, put you in a box. It doesn't actually matter because either way you stick yourself. In fact, it's probably more the more kind, caring places is where we stick ourselves harder because we want to give back that kindness and caring by aligning and agreeing with their projection. What if that wasn't true kindness and caring? It's definitely not true kindness and caring for you, right? Yeah. So everywhere you've been there and done that, we're going to use something called the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. Are you ready for it? Everywhere you've been there and done that, will you destroy and uncreate it all, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, bod, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So if you want more information on those words I just said, go to theclearingstatement.com. I'm not going to go into it here today, but basically it's a statement that we can say that clears out energy. It's easy. It's magical. You don't have to understand it for it to work. Okay, so how many validations, acknowledgements, projections, expectations, decisions, and stories about you have you bought, aligned and agreed with, resisted and reacted to, and sold to others? Everything that is, will you destroy it and create it, please? Right, wrong, good, bad, POC, bot, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. So we'll actually sell it to others. So we'll buy that. Like, so say, go to the shy thing. Say I bought that about me. And then I'll tell people like, oh, I'm just shy. Like, sorry, I'm being weird because I'm just shy. You're being weird because you're trying to be shy because you bought that you're shy. Isn't that funny? It's funny to me. So notice anytime you're like, oh, I'm just this. I'm just like whatever. Oh, I'm just oversensitive. Oh, I just have a short fuse. Oh, I just am lazy. Oh, all these things. How many of them are real and true? If they're real and true, here's the secret. Here's the secret. You ready? What's true for you will always have a sense of lightness to it. It's always going to have a sense of lightness to it. So if someone walked up to you and were like, you are just like an incredible being. Thank you for being here. And if that has a sense of lightness to it, even if your mind's like, no, I'm a piece of shit, but you're like, whoa, that's what's true. So if someone acknowledges something about you, oh, you blah, 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 and it has that sense of lightness, receive that. Whoa, and acknowledge that. Yeah, I did. It kicked ass. Thank you for receiving that and thank you for acknowledging that. And still don't solidify it. Let it be an acknowledgement that expands your world and continues on. Don't make it significant and don't lock it in because then you can only be as great as, and I was talking about this at the beginning, you can only be as great as that which was perceived in that moment. But the moment you acknowledge something, it grows. So in that one moment of acknowledgement, whoa, yeah, I am really great at that. It's already now greater than what was acknowledged, and you can't go back. You can only get greater. But if you still keep engaging with it as if it was that first time, that first acknowledgement. Does this make sense? I hope it does, because this is brilliant shit here. If you have solidified it, it is only here, when it now it's actually grown to here, then you never get the fullness of what it is, and then it won't grow even more and grow even more and grow even more, which is what you are capable of. So when someone goes to acknowledge you or that kind of thing, receive the lightness. Don't negate it. And that's something I started to do to almost like try and protect myself from people's freaking crazy projections and points of view. I'm like, okay, I'll just be like, haha, I'm listening. But really, I put up this energetic wall, cutting off receiving. You never, no matter what, don't cut off your receiving. Receiving is a true gift of being. Because if you cut off your receiving, then you cut off your knowing, you cut off your perceiving, you cut off your own being. Okay. So when you go, okay, I can receive that, and all that is light for you, even as the tiny little molecule, just acknowledge the lightness of that. Oh, wow, that part's light. And all of this other stuff that's heavy, you don't need to pull it apart and look through it. Everything that is heavy is a lie. So you just go, what part of this is true? What part of this is heavy? Okay, thanks so much. And let it go. It's completely irrelevant. You don't have to figure out, why did they think that about me? Should I grow out my hair because I look like a lesbian now? I don't know. I think lesbians are hot. That's just my interesting point of view. So you don't have to pull this apart. You don't have to look at this, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to find truth in solidity. You're trying to find truth in the line. You're trying to validate something about them. Why is that valuable to you? It's heavy. Done. Bye. Go. It's okay. Just let it go. Huh. And allow the truth to expand, and don't lock it in. Every acknowledgement, don't make it significant, don't make it solid, don't lock it in. It was just only good for those 10 seconds, really. That acknowledgement was like, wow, and then you grew beyond it. You have to go, when you receive an acknowledgement, it grows. So you went, whoa, and the energy grew beyond it. And now you have to start living from beyond it. Otherwise, you are interacting with something about you as less than what it is. And this is where we lock ourselves up. So again, everything that you've locked in and locked up about you in this way, will you destroy and uncreate that, please? All right, wrong, good, bad, pop, bot, all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creations, bases, and beyonds. And what if you allowed yourself to step into this space of receiving, where you could truly receive everything and everyone, even their projections and expectations, even their judgments of you, their stories of you, their lies of you, and just go, oh, okay, cool. That's just energy. That's just information. Is there anything here that I could use to my advantage? Like if someone had the point of view about you that you were incapable of, like, oh, she's not very good at, I don't know, cooking. And then maybe they cook for you all the time. That's just using it to your advantage. You can still secretly cook well when no one's around, okay? What if you could use all that you're aware of to your advantage and never make it solid and real for you? That's all it is. People's judgments of you is just information of where they're functioning. It's nothing to do with you. Don't make it have to do with you. Don't try and find the truth in the pile of shit that was given to you called judgment. This is what judgment is. Whether it's positive or negative judgment, it is a lie. True acknowledgement will always have lightness to it because there is no judgment in it. It's not right about you. It's just great about you. So what if you were willing to acknowledge the greatness of you, whether you're the one acknowledging it for yourself, whether someone presents it to you and you can acknowledge it with them, and allow yourself to go beyond that acknowledgement, not locking it in, not making it solid. And when someone comes at you with their projections, their expectations, their judgments of you, you can expand beyond that too. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for that information. And again, they could be kind people that you want in your life and you think that they're great. And here they are telling you, you're holding yourself back. Oh, yeah? You could be so much bigger. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, thanks so much, like, for seeing me. Like, what do you need to say for them? And not make it real and true for you. Just open up to receiving it and go, is there any part of that that's light? Well, I'm great. That's pretty light. I could be greater. There's so much judgment on that. Okay, what's that? What's that point of view that I could receive, not align and agree with, not resist and react to, which also locks you up? Just let it go. So what is that point of view I could just let go? This doesn't belong to you. Resisting and reacting and barriers, like I was showing before, don't actually keep it out of your world. In fact, it can lock it into your world. Woo. So all the points of view and the judgments and expectations, projections of you that you locked into your world, that you thought you eliminated from your world, will you destroy and integrate that space? Right, wrong, good, bad, talk about all 100 shorts, boys, poets, creation, spaces, and beyonds. Yeah. Well, thank you for exploring this with me. Hopefully you got a little bit more space, some more awareness about places where you may have locked up some of this stuff, and you have these beautiful tools to now unlock it, to destroy and uncreate it from your universe, from your body, where you've locked it in here and locked it into your living. That's what we do here on the Curious Universe podcast. We like to break down the structures of reality so you can create your own reality that is so far beyond, so full of magic and possibility that most people can't even fathom. But you can, because you're here and I'm grateful for you. If you like this episode, please like it, click it. If you're on Spotify, like download it. Maybe share it, subscribe on YouTube, all the things. I appreciate your support so much. Every comment you make, every time you click that like button, it is a world of contribution to me. So thank you for being here, and thanks for being here. Bye for now. Thank you for exploring the Curious Universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?